Hello everyone. Welcome to the virtual class of redemption of redeemable preference shares, popularly known as RPS. This is a very first lecture of our session, and in this session I would like to discuss some important concepts and provisions of the Companies Act 2013 related to redemption of RPS. Before learning the process and provisions related to redemption of RPS explained in section 55 of the Companies Act 2013, it is necessary for all of us to understand the mechanism of redemption. So let us start the understanding of the process of redemption. For the purpose of understanding redemption, let me discuss the process or the simple understanding mechanism of issue of securities or shares to the public. When the company would like to issue shares or securities to the public, we have company on the one hand and public or investors are at the second end. Now, in case of issue of shares or security, what is happening? The company used to publish a prospectus to the public, and company used to invite applications from the public. Public used to deposit amount to the company, and company used to issue share certificates to the public or investors. It means that in case of issue, amount received by the company from the public, and the company has to issue share certificates to the public or investors. Once the shares purchased by the public, they are referred to as shareholders of the company. This is the simple process of issuing securities to the public. Now, we have to concentrate on the word redemption. The word redemption is exactly opposite to the issue. In case of issue, company used to collect amount from the public, and company used to issue share certificates to the public. In case of redemption, the process is opposite. In case of redemption of redeemable preference shares, on one hand we have a company, and on the other hand we have shareholders. If holders of the shares are holding redeemable preference shares, they are referred to as RPS holders, that is redeemable preference shareholders. Now, in case of redemption, what is happening? In case of redemption, the company used to return, company used to pay amount to the holders of RPS, and RPS certificates are returned to the company by the shareholders. So it is exactly opposite to the process of issue. In case of issue, company used to receive the money and issuing the certificate. But in case of redemption, company used to return money to the RPS holders, and RPS holders returned certificate to the company. So it is the process of receiving the certificates back from the RPS holders and to pay the amount to the RPS holders by the company. So in case of redemption, we need to understand one thing very clearly. Here company used to return amount to the holders of redeemable preference shares. Let us understand the meaning of redemption of preference shares. Redemption of RPS means returning the preference share capital to the preference shareholders either at a fixed date or after a certain time period during the lifetime of the company, provided company must comply certain conditions. From this meaning, I would like to highlight a few important items. Either at a fixed date or after a certain time period. It means what? When the preference shares are issued by the company, specifically redeemable preference shares, the company used it to clear the time period on which the shareholders will get their amount from the company, and shareholders are required to submit their share certificates to the company. Say for example, ABC Company Limited has issued equity shares on 1st January 2021, right? And these shares are issued for the period of 10 years. So 1st January 2021, it is the date of issue of the security. Here the securities are issued with the condition of the 10 years. It means on 31st December 2030, the company is required to pay amount or return amount to the RPS holders. So one thing should be clear right from the date of issue, that we have to return these amount to redeemable preference shareholders either on a fixed date or after a certain time period. It is not necessary that a company used to return amount to the RPS holders on 31st December only. It may be returned after 31st December 2030 on any day as per the availability of the fund, as per the requirement of the following the provisions of the Companies Act, and so many other factors are influencing. Second, during the lifetime of the company. This is also one of the important word for all of you to understand. Generally, in company law, in Companies Act, we have studied that company used to return amount to shareholders on the occasion of liquidation. It means to shut down the business of the company. But redeemable preference shares are a special variety of the shares which is to be returned during the lifetime of the company. It means to return the amount to redeemable preference shareholders, the company is not in need of waiting for the date of liquidation. Once the period is over, automatically the company is liable to return amount to RPS holders. For all other share capital is concerned, the company is required to return the amount only in case of liquidation, that is winding up of the business or shut down of the business. But a company can redeem redeemable preference shares during its life. One more word that is more important over here, provided company must comply certain conditions. As I discussed in earlier session, that it is based on Companies Act. So before redemption of the amount to RPS holders, it is also necessary for the company to follow certain conditions. Without following these conditions, company cannot redeem amount to RPS holders. So this is the simple meaning of redemption of RPS. Now, before understanding the process of redemption, it is necessary for all of us to understand the provisions of the Act, because these are the conditions that a company used to follow, a company used to satisfy. If these conditions are not satisfied, the company is not able to return amount to RPS holders. Provisions of the Act. The following are the important provisions regarding redemption of preference shares which are given under Section 55 of the Companies Act 2013. Here you need to remember the section of the Companies Act 2013 which is dealing with the process of redemption. This section is section number 55. In section number 55 of the Companies Act 2013, all important provisions, all important conditions are explained. It is compulsory for each and every company to follow the provisions given under section 55 of the Companies Act 2013. Without satisfying these conditions, it is prohibited for the company to redeem its RPS. Let us discuss all important conditions one by one. For your information, I would like to discuss 6 important conditions with you. So let us start. Condition number 1. Condition number 1 is company must be authorized by its articles of association. This is the first condition of the Companies Act 2013, Section 55. Articles of association. Articles of association means internal constitution of the company. One of the most important document prepared by the company at the time of its inception, its commencement. So it is clearly mentioned in section 55 of the Companies Act 2013 that the process of redemption should be authorized by its articles of association. It means articles of association should permit the company to follow the process of RPS redemption. Suppose it is not written, suppose it is not permitted by the articles of association, which is known as internal constitution of the company, then a company cannot redeem, company cannot initiate the process of RPS redemption. You all are aware of the conditions and provisions that we can mention in articles of association through the learning in companies law. So the first and foremost condition that one should remember, the company must be authorized by its articles of association. Second, no such shares shall be redeemed unless they are fully paid up. Just focus on the word fully paid up. We will discuss about this word in detail for the purpose of your easy understanding. The partly paid up shares cannot be redeemed. It means what? Company cannot redeem its partly paid up preference shares. Let us understand with an example. ABC Company Limited has issued RPS of rupees 100 each, on which rupees 80 per share is paid up. Here, the face value of redeemable preference share is rupees 100 and amount called up and paid up by the company per share is rupees 80. So face value of the share is 100 and paid up amount is rupees 80, which is less than that of the face value. So the shares are referred to as partly paid up shares. Here, the shares are partly paid up. That you can easily understand from the example discussed just before a few seconds. Because face value is 100 and paid up amount is less than that of the face value, it is known as a paid up, partly paid up shares. Here, preference shares are partly paid up. And as per the provisions of the Companies Act 2013, company cannot redeem these RPS. If company would like to redeem these RPS, company cannot redeem. Why company cannot redeem these RPS? Because face value of the share is rupees 100 and paid up amount is rupees 80. So status of these redeemable preference shares is partly paid up. According to section 55, it is not possible for the company to redeem partly paid shares. Don't worry, we have one more option. We have one solution of this problem. Suppose this is a problem with the ABC Company Limited. Face value is 100, paid up amount is rupees 80, and company would like to redeem these preference shares. We have option. So to redeem these RPS, the company is required to make a call of rupees 20 from the shareholders to make it fully paid shares. It means what? Face value of the share is rupees 100. Paid up capital as of now is rupees 80. Company would like to return these shares. So it is very easy for the company to do it. Company may call rupees 20 from the shareholders. Earlier company have called 80 rupees plus 20 rupees received by the company in final call. So 80 plus 20 is equal to 100. Now these shares are fully paid up, and once these shares are referred to as a fully paid shares, company can redeem the shares. It is necessary for all of you to remember these conditions, because right from the very first question of redemption to the last question of the redemption of RPS, we will face these kind of issue. You have to keep the condition in the mind, and the condition is the partly paid shares cannot be redeemed by the company. Partly paid shares cannot be redeemed by the company. So before initiating the process of redemption, it is necessary for the company to make final call in order to convert partly paid shares into fully paid. Now move to condition number 3. Such shares can be redeemed out of the profit of the company, which would otherwise be available for the dividend, or out of the proceeds of a fresh issue of shares made for the purpose of redemption. Let me clear this condition with an example. Say for example, a company is in need of rupees 10 lakhs to return to the RPS holders of the company. Obviously, if you want to return 10 lakhs rupees to your RPS holders, it is necessary for you to collect rupees 10 lakhs first. Don't consider these items as only the provision of the Companies Act related to redemption of RPS. Simply apply your mind. If you want to pay 10 lakhs rupees to someone else, before making a payment to the concerned parties, it is necessary for you to collect the amount that you need. Here, for example, I have considered rupees 10 lakhs, right? Now, we have two different options to collect the fund. Option number A and option B. Option A is all about internal adjustment, and this internal adjustment is possible with the balance of profit which is available for the dividend. Means what? Profit available for the dividend includes credit balance of the profit and loss account, popularly known as a profit, because a debit balance is referred to as a loss. So credit balance of profit and loss account means profit. General reserve account. General reserve account is also created by the company out of the profit of the previous years. Then dividend equalization fund. It is also known as one of the reserve that we can utilize for the distribution of dividend to the shareholders. Any other reserves forming a part of the profit of the company which is available for the distribution of dividend, popularly known as a free reserve. Here we can utilize our free reserve. Free reserve means reserves available with the company. Reserves means amount kept by the company for the future requirement. So if in case anything is required by the company in future, we can utilize the amount available in the different reserves available with the company. So the word available for the dividend includes these many items. And second, out of the proceeds of a fresh issue of shares. Fresh issue means what? Fresh issue means new issue of the shares. It means the company is required to collect these 10 lakhs rupees either from the internal source. Internal source means this one that we have already discussed. And if internal source of the fund is not enough to meet the requirement, company may issue new equity shares, new preference shares, or any other new securities in order to collect the amount. One thing should be clear in your mind, that we are in need of rupees 10 lakhs. So we have to collect 10 lakhs rupees first. We can collect the 10 lakhs either using internal source, or we may issue new securities to the public in order to collect the amount. Let us take an example, so as you can easily understand the condition given over here. ABC Limited would like to redeem 10,000 shares of rupees 100 each at par. At par means at face value. I would like to put to your notice that a company may redeem preference shares at a premium, but here I have taken an example of redemption at par. The company would like to redeem 10,000 shares of rupees 100 each at par. Now, for the purpose of redemption, the company has decided to issue 6,000 equity shares of rupees 100 each, and the books of ABC Limited showing credit balance of profit and loss account for rupees 2 lakhs and a general reserve for rupees 3 lakhs. Now, from these data, you can arrange the fund. First of all, you need to check what is the total requirement of the company. How many shares we have to redeem? 10,000. What is the face value of the company? Company's RPS? 100. So 10,000 multiplied by 100 rupees is equal to 10 lakhs. Right? We are in need of total rupees 10 lakhs. Out of these 10 lakhs, we have two different sources to collect the fund. Let us focus on this. The company has decided to issue 6,000 equity shares of rupees 100 each. So 6,000 shares multiplied by 100 is equal to total amount received by the company through this new issue is 6,000 multiplied by 100 is equal to 6 lakhs, and our total requirement is 10 lakhs. Out of 10 lakhs, we have collected rupees 6 lakhs by issuing new security. So still we have to collect fund of rupees 4 lakhs. And these 4 lakhs is collected by the company using the balance of general reserve and profit and loss account given over here. In each and every question, we need to follow this condition discussed in section 55 of the Companies Act 2013. Let us understand with the example. Arrangement of fund for capital part. Total amount required for capital part 10 lakhs. I already explained calculation of these 10 lakhs. 10,000 RPS multiplied by rupees 100 each, total 10 lakhs. Then we have already issued 6,000 equity shares of rupees 100 each. 6,000 equity shares of rupees 100 each is equal to rupees 6 lakhs. Our total requirement is rupees 10 lakhs. We have rupees 6 lakhs from the new issue of equity shares. It means we have to collect rupees 4 lakhs from the internal source, and we had 3 lakhs rupees in a general reserve account and 2 lakhs rupees in profit and loss account. So out of this, we have utilized 3 lakhs rupees from general reserve and 1 lakh rupees from profit and loss account. Don't make yourself confused. We had 2 lakhs rupees in profit and loss account, but now our requirement is only rupees 1 lakh. 3 lakhs from general reserve plus 1 lakh from profit and loss account is equal to total 4 lakhs. 4 lakhs plus 6 lakhs is equal to 10 lakhs. So in this way, for the purpose of redemption, we need to arrange the fund under the provisions of section 55 of the Companies Act. You are not supposed to worry for anything, because the examiner will provide you all the informations related to arrangement of the fund that I have already explained in the example. Our role is to arrange the fund in a systematic manner, nothing else. Informations will be given by the examiner. And we have to create one more specific reserve, that is a capital redemption reserve from the credit balance of divisible profit. I will come to the point in next provision. If the shares are redeemed out of profit available for the distribution for dividend that we have discussed earlier, a sum equal to the nominal amount means face value, a sum equal to the nominal amount of the shares so redeemed must be transferred to reserve account to be called capital redemption reserve account. It means what? Just continue with the earlier example. We are in need of rupees 10 lakhs. Out of rupees 10 lakhs, we have collected rupees 6 lakhs by issuing new equity shares. Now, we are in need of rupees 4 lakhs that we have to collect using general reserve for rupees 3 lakhs and profit and loss account credit balance rupees 1 lakh. In fact, we have 2 lakhs rupees in profit and loss account, but we will utilize only 1 lakh out of it, because 3 plus 1 is equal to 4 and 6 lakhs rupees received by the new issue. 4 plus 6 is equal to 10. So our fund is arranged. Now, what this particular condition is explaining, we have collected rupees 4 lakhs from the profit, and when we are using internal source of fund, that is profit or reserve, we have to transfer these 4 lakhs rupees to a special account. I would like to mention for your reference, it is a special account that we can prepare for the purpose of redemption. Capital Redemption Reserve Account, popularly known as CRR. C stands for capital, R stands for redemption, and R stands for reserve account. So it is popularly known as CRR account. I would like to draw your attention. This is Capital Redemption Reserve account. It is not capital reserve account. So please don't try to mix both these items, because capital reserve is a well-known word for all of you, right? So this is not capital reserve. This is capital redemption reserve. Capital redemption reserve account means a special account created by the company for the purpose of redemption of RPS. In capital redemption reserve account, amount is required to transfer from the internal sources of the fund, that is from the divisible profit or profit available for the dividend. So it is known as a divisible profit. So please try to identify capital redemption reserve account separately. Don't mix this account with capital reserve. Capital reserve is a different. Capital reserve is separate account. There is no connection between capital reserve and capital redemption reserve account. So this is what condition number 4 is. Right now you have to remember and understand the conditions only. We will use all 6 conditions in each and every question of the chapter. But before starting practical problems of the topic, it is necessary for you to remember all 6 conditions very properly, because before passing journal entries, preparation of the ledgers and everything, we need to follow the conditions for the calculation of the amount. Let us move to condition number 5. If preference shares are redeemed at premium, preference shares are redeemed at premium, then such premium must be provided either out of the profits of the company or out of the company's security premium account. Earlier, we were using the word share premium, but now we are not using the word share premium. Instead of share premium, we will use the broad terminology, the broad meaning, and the broad terminology is security premium, right? Security premium includes a premium on all the securities. Share premium includes premium only on shares, and the word share is narrower and security is a broader. So here we are using the term security premium, right? Not the share premium. Now, for the purpose of understanding this particular provision, let us take an example. ABC Limited decides to redeem the RPS of rupees 100 each at a 10% premium. It means what? Company would like to redeem shares of rupees 100 with 10% premium. So total amount to be redeemed to RPS holders by the company: 100 rupees for face value, 10 rupees for premium, and total amount to be paid to the RPS holders of the company is rupees 110. means company would like to pay 10 rupees extra to the RPS holders. That is known as a redemption premium. All of you are aware about the share premium. Share premium was income for the company, revenue for the company, but it is a redemption premium. Redemption premium means we are paying additional amount to our shareholders. So here the amount of RPS redemption premium is rupees 10, 100 rupees for face value, and amount of premium is rupees 10. Now it is necessary for you to concentrate on this line. This amount is referred to as expenses or loss for the company. I would like to clear your fundamentals, and that is why I'm explaining through the example. If you issue the shares at a premium, it is your income. But if you redeem the shares with a premium, the additional amount is defined as a loss for the company, expenditure for the company. Let us take a simple example. If you borrow 100 rupees from your friend, and after a few days, if you return 110 rupees to your friend, so what will be the essence of the transaction? 100 rupees that you have received from your friend as a borrowed capital that you are returning to him. You have given 100 rupees to your friend as it is. But instead of 100 rupees, you have paid 110. That is a 10 rupees extra. The amount paid by you to your friend in addition to the principal amount is known as a redemption premium. Here we are not using the word interest. Here we are using the word redemption premium. And this redemption premium is defined as expenditure or loss for the company. Now, as per the provision, how to adjust the loss? For the adjustment of this loss, a company may utilize security premium account. If security premium account is not there, suppose we do not have any amount in security premium account of the company, or this amount is not enough to meet the requirements, company may utilize the balance of profit of the company. It means what? Let us continue with the example. Here the amount of premium is rupees 10, right? If company would like to adjust this loss of rupees 10, company may have two options. One, it is a security premium account, and second, profit and loss account. Suppose 6 rupees available with the company in security premium account. So the company is required to utilize rupees 4 from profit and loss account. 6 plus 4 is equal to 10. Companies Act 2013 permits everything to the company as far as the redemption is concerned, subject to the adjustment of the fund. और ये बहुत आम बात है, अगर हमारे पास पैसे है ही नहीं तो हम उसे एडजस्ट कैसे करेंगे? So this is the very simple arrangement. Suppose, let us continue with the example, same example, so as you can very easily understand. Suppose we have nothing in our security premium account. Our security premium account is showing zero balance. We do not have anything in our security premium account. So what to do? We have to utilize 10 rupees out of 10 rupees from profit and loss account. In short, we have to utilize either security premium account or profit and loss account in order to adjust RPS redemption premium. Now, this is the most important understanding for you. Suppose we are in need of 10 rupees for RPS redemption premium. We have 30 rupees in security premium account, 3030, right? and we have 40 rupees in our profit and loss account. So security premium 30, profit and loss account 40, and we are in need of only rupees 10, not more than that, right? So what to do? Both accounts are enough to meet our requirements. हम दोनों में से किसी का इस्तेमाल करके भी अपनी जरूरत पूरी कर सकते हैं, क्योंकि हमें सिर्फ 10 रुपया चाहिए. हमारे पास सिक्योरिटी प्रीमियम अकाउंट में 30 रुपीज है और प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस अकाउंट में 40 रुपीज है. लेकिन आपको यह बात याद रखनी है, हमें सबसे पहले इस्तेमाल करना है सिक्योरिटी प्रीमियम अकाउंट का. वी हैव टू यूटिलाइज सिक्योरिटी प्रीमियम अकाउंट फर्स्ट. अगर सिक्योरिटी प्रीमियम अकाउंट में पूरी अमाउंट नहीं है, तभी हमें प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस अकाउंट की ओर देखना है, वरना देखने की जरूरत नहीं है. आई वुड लाइक टू रिपीट, we have to utilize security premium account first. If security premium account is not there, or the amount available in the security premium account is not enough to meet the requirements, security premium account में आपकी जरूरत के हिसाब से पैसे नहीं है, it is only the condition that we are look forward to profit and loss account. So first of all, we have to focus on security premium account. If security premium account is enough to meet our requirements, do it. If security premium account is not enough, then we have to look after profit and loss account in order to solve our problem. This is all about condition number 5. You have to remember, because whatever the explanation I have given for condition number 5, that we have to put into practice in each and every question of the chapter. Last and important condition of section 55 of Companies Act 2013, the capital redemption reserve account. The capital redemption reserve account that we have discussed earlier, known as CRR, can be utilized for the issue of fully paid bonus shares to the shareholders. It means what? The company has transferred rupees 4 lakhs in capital redemption reserve account. If you recall the example discussed by me, let me discuss this example again. We were in a need of total rupees 10 lakhs. We have collected 6 lakhs rupees by issuing new equity shares, and we have collected rupees 4 lakhs using general reserve for 3 lakhs and profit and loss account for 1 lakh. It means that the company has transferred these 4 lakhs rupees to a special account created for the process of redemption of RPS, which is known as CRR, Capital Redemption Reserve Account. Now, the question is, the amount available in CRR account rupees 4 lakhs. What to do with these 4 lakhs? This condition number 6 is all about what to do with these 4 lakhs available in CRR account. हमने 4 लाख रुपए CRR में ट्रांसफर किए थे at the time of arrangement of the fund. At the time of discussion of condition number 3, I have discussed in detail. अब कंडीशन नंबर 6 में सवाल यह है कि जो 4 लाख रुपए हमने CRR अकाउंट में ट्रांसफर किए थे, उसका करना क्या है? What we have to do with the 4 lakhs that we have transferred to CRR account? Simply, if you read the condition, if you read the provision, you can easily identify the use of CRR account available with the company. The CRR account can be utilized for the issue of fully paid bonus equity shares. Bonus equity shares, here it is written as bonus share, but bonus can be distributed to equity shareholders only. All right. So we can issue bonus shares to the equity shareholders of the company. What is meaning of bonus share? Bonus shares means shares issued by the company to the existing equity shareholders of the company without charging single penny. एक भी पैसा लिए बिना कंपनी अपने इक्विटी शेयर होल्डर्स को अपने प्रॉफिट में से जो कुछ भी शेयर्स के फॉर्म में देती है उसे बोनस शेयर्स कहते हैं. Bonus share is all about distribution of the accumulated profit with the company in terms of shares to the existing shareholders of the company, right? So this is sixth provision. But यहां पे आपको एक चीज याद रखनी है, the bonus should be fully paid up. Means whatever the shares issued by the company out of this CRR account should be fully paid up bonus shares. Company cannot issue bonus to the partly paid bonus shares to convert into fully paid bonus shares. So these are the 6 conditions. Here your role is to remember and to understand all 6 conditions very properly. Right from the first question of the chapter, we will follow all conditions of the section 55. After that, we will prepare our journal entries and balance sheet. So watch this recorded session once or twice, prepare your notes very properly, and try to keep all the conditions in your mind. Thank you. God bless you. See you in next virtual class.